Howdy, y'all. It's your favorite trainer with a belt buckle, helping you pass the NASM CPT because you got bamboozled by the best marketing company in the world, National Academy of Spectacular Marketing. I'm going to go through the first 2 chapters because you can't get a refund. But I did my research. Do you know who owns NASM? Ascend Learning, one of the largest online companies in the world. Do you know who owns Ascend Learning? Blackstone Investment Group, over $1 trillion in assets under management. They can market to get in front of you. NASM is not the best certification. NASM is a profit company. Who's this belt buckle guy? I wrote the book, How to Become a Successful Personal Trainer. Been a trainer for over 20 years. I own gyms. We have our own certification now because we're sick and tired of people getting screwed into a bundle of $2,000 to read a text. What the hell am I reading? This doesn't make sense. Look at our trade. We are professionals. We should understand people, how to interact. We should understand business. You don't learn that in here. But when you show up, we teach you how to become a successful personal trainer by understanding programming, anatomy, networking with business professionals, the 3 biggest flaws and why 90% of textbook trainers quit within the first year. That's what I address in my book. Over 450 5-star reviews on Amazon. Read that, let me know what you think. But you don't care right now because you have what's called the sunk cost fallacy. You're freaked out because you wasted a ton of money thinking you did your research, or some dipshit trainer at the gym said just get your NASM or your ACE or your ISSA. All textbook certifications are the same. There's not a standard for certifications yet. Show Up Fitness CPT, we're helping you get hired at Equinox, Lifetime, build your own garage gym, online, whatever you can dream of, that's what we're providing. I know you're checking out my calves right now. That's actually called your gastrocnemius. So let's get into the textbook. First and most important, if you can get a refund, do that. Our certification, less than $500, and you'll actually be qualified. Do not read this textbook. Let me repeat that. Do not read this textbook, because next thing you'll know, you'll waste 7 months. I have numerous emails. I spent the last year trying to read this fucking textbook and I just feel so lost. Well, I want to get mad, but I can't because you're frustrated. You want to pursue your passion. So get through this as quickly as you can because you've already wasted a lot of money and you're just going to feel better about taking that photo. I got my NASM. So let's get you through that. Do not read chapters 1, chapters 2, chapters 3, or chapters 4. I'm going to go through this very quickly and tell you words to flashcard. There's a lot of other chapters not to read, and we have all that information in our study guide that will help you pass in less than 30 days. The fastest, if you beat it, I'll let you come to our internship for free, in person, 2 months, $2,400. I will comp that. If you can beat it, 3 days is the fastest we've had someone pass it, because it's a joke. So chapter 1, talking about the modern state of health and fitness. Don't scare your clients with this stuff. A lot of this book is fear-mongering. Your clients need postural stuff. No, they don't. They need to move more. They need a better mindset. They need to get more steps. They need to probably eat a little less and be aware of what they're consuming. So some of those words that you should know: obesity, it's a BMI greater than 30. Flashcard that. The normal range, 24.9 to 18.5. That's the normal range. Anything above 30 is considered obese. Overweight, 25 to 29.9. You need to know everything about the OPT model. This is what you're gonna do all night long with the OPT model. You're gonna get on your BOSU ball and you're just gonna make love all night long because that's what they want you to know. Never incorporate this in actual training. Here, we're gonna get on a BOSU ball and we're gonna look like a fucking idiot. Yeah, because you're unstable. The vocabulary sounds really sexy. People are unbalanced. They need to be fixed. Tell them something's wrong so then you can sell them a product from a shitty trainer. Do not implement this, but you need to know everything about it. The acute variables, which are going to be your rest periods, 0 to 90 seconds for stabilization, 0 to 60 for phase 3 muscular development. Ask someone who's a professional what the fuck muscular development is. Phase 3 of the OPT model. Yeah, you're not getting hired here. That's why we don't accept NASM or ACE or ISSA at any of our gyms, only Show Up Fitness CPTs. But you gotta know everything about the OPT model. Literally make love to this sucker. because you need to know the reps, 6 to 12 for phase 3, 1 to 5 for phase 5, 12 to 20, phase 1, and you need to be able to say it like that. If you can't, you're not ready to take the exam. Phase 2, supersets. You're gonna do a pull-up into something stupid for your back on a Bosu ball, something that's stable into something that's unstable. This is unstable. Unstable is great. When you hurt your ankle or you're injured. Otherwise, science supports that this doesn't do shit. You compromise force production. Why? Because we need to engage the core. Did you know your core is more engaged the heavier you go? I'm not talking about a 1 rep max for Betsy who's 90 years old. I'm talking about doing a goblet squat, which is a squat pattern, and you do that for 10 reps, slow and controlled. You don't have to do 4-2-1-1, which is fucking stupid in my opinion, because that's 8 seconds. And if you do the math, look at their programming. I know you're smart. That's what frustrates me. People get this and you're like, this doesn't really add up. Because if you look at the programming, it's fucking terrible. You're doing a 4-2-1-1 stability ball squat. You're doing a stability ball press, stability ball row. Add it up. It's like a 2-hour workout. And guess what? You're foam rolling 5 to 10 minutes for the warm up, 5 to 10 minutes for the cool down. Tell me a client that wants to pay you $150 per hour to get the result. Oh no, that's just what we charge at Show Up Fitness, $150 to $250, because we know what we're doing. We don't scare our clients and do 20 minutes of warming up. Oh gosh, I know, I get into a little rant sometime because this stuff fires me up, because I really want you to pass this. Know what hypertension is? Top number is systolic, bottom number is diastolic. Hypertension is 140/90. Only one of those need to be above that number to be hypertensive. You should be working with a doctor. Great opportunity for you to reach out to the physician, build a network to help you become successful and get more clients into your vicinity. Good and bad cholesterol. It's not bad. It's made in the body already. 10% we get from what we consume. But for textbook purposes, LDL, think of lousy. HDL, think of healthy. We want to have low, lousy ones. We want to have high, healthy ones. Diabetes, type 1 is going to be onset childhood. Type 1 diabetics are insulin dependent because they need to take a shot. Type 2, that's self-induced. Lack of movement, high stress, lack of sleep, and eating too much, a surplus, and you're going to get type 2 diabetes, which is insulin resistant. That is reversible. Type 1 is not. Ready for some of this stuff? Head and neck dysfunction because you have text neck. Fuck off. You don't have text neck. If you tell a client they have text neck, you're a terrible person. You tell them they have upper cross syndrome, lower cross syndrome, pronation distortion syndrome, you're not going to make it in this industry because people are going to look at you. Other professionals. I was just getting my blood drawn here in La Jolla, networking with a physician. And we were talking about movement, we were talking about testosterone. He's like, are you a pre-med student? I said, no, I just know my stuff. You should come into my spot, doc. I'd love to talk to you a little bit more. If I would have told him he had an upper cross syndrome, he'd be like, you're an idiot. What does that even mean? He would slap me and say, get the hell out of my office. We don't scare people, but that's what this is trying to do. You have dysfunction. No, we are fine. We need to move more. We need to be encouraged. We need to have someone who's punctual. Show up on time. Have a program written out. Show your clients some new stuff. Do a body weight squat into a push-up into a plank variation. I call it the cat plank. You get a little laser and you point it on the ground. Your client's slapping it. They're smiling. And guess what? You did a squat pattern into a push, into an accessory. That's how we program it, Show Up Fitness. CCA, it makes sense. It works. It's not scaring your clients. Chapter 1 just sets up the rest of the book. You do not need to read it. Only thing you may be questioned on is number 6 right here. Refer the client to the appropriate medical practitioner when at minimum the certified professional becomes aware of any change in the client's health status. You may see some questions like that. Make sure to maintain accurate financial contract, appointment, and tax records, including original receipts for a minimum of 4 years. You can see a question like that. You could also see a question on why is NASM horseshit? I'm just joking. Why do you bash them? I love NASM. They're so great. They're literally amazing. Watch their podcast. Ugh, God. Number 2, you don't need to read this one either. This is just talking about what the gym environment's like. Ironic here, they have a training tip. Certified personal trainers have a lot in common with stockbrokers. No, they don't, because stockbrokers are actually educated. They're not reading a textbook. You're going to learn and intern from a top financial advisor. You're going to be in that environment. You're going to be able to ask questions. Reading a textbook doesn't do that. You need to be in an environment where you can go, interesting, so HIT training. Now, would that be, I got a question. Yes, would that be like doing a sprint into a push-up, or would it be like doing a 30-second sprint and then taking a rest? Great question, let's talk about that. Get up real quick, and then you do it kinesthetically. People reach out to me all the time. They say, Chris, this is just so hard. I'm just one of those people, I learn with my hands. No, you're not. Every fucking one is. That's the thing about our field. We are personal trainers. We need to learn by doing. This is what we should be doing when we do a row. You pull, you get your scapula off the back. Don't drive through your traps like this. All right, now everyone go. Let's load it up. Let's do a pull-up. What plane of motion is that in? Good, that's gonna be frontal. Now let's do a chin-up. Which one is that? Oh, that's sagittal, nice. Now why is it sagittal? Because of humeral extension, whereas when you do a pull-up, it's humeral adduction. All things that you're going to learn when you get to ask questions and go through a hands-on learning for 2 months or a seminar. That's what we provide for you. And if you're thinking, oh man, I just wasted a bunch of money, I'm stuck, reach out. We'll work with you because I want you to be successful. See if you can do that with NASM. Hey, 6 months later, I had a nasty situation. Can I get a refund? Nope, you got to take this textbook. Marketing company. We want to help you. Reach out. I will. Resume writing. Do not put just NASM on your resume because you can come across a prick like me and I'll just throw it away. If you have one certification on your resume, I'll throw it away. I want diversity. I want to hear about your life. I want it to be structured. One page. Don't put a fucking photo of yourself. Look at me, I'm flexing, I'm jacked. Don't care. Do not put a cover letter unless they ask for it. That's really, really important because headhunters, Equinox, Lifetime, or I know most of them, and that's why we get our interns in there, our CPTs, and they love them because they stick around for longer than a year. They build a book of business. They're critical thinkers. They're not robots scaring people. Equinox will scare you as well, but they're FMS, but we teach you how to avoid that and play the game. And so when you write your resume, you can write on there NASM CPT, you can write on there Show Up Fitness CPT, you can write on there FMS, you can put on there NSCA, Needs Analysis. You got to intermingle a lot of this stuff together. I just got off the phone with one of our students who passed. She's on her level 2 right now. She's going through her online coaching and mentorship. And she just got a second interview at Exos, EXOS, probably one of the most sought after sports and conditioning environments. She's gonna be working with 55-year-olds and plus. I said, you got to check out who's hiring you. So she did a little research, found them on LinkedIn. And then when she sent me her background, and I said, ACE-based. Okay, so what that means is that they've probably been in the game for a while, but they're working for Exos, and Exos is a good company. So they just want to be able to see that you can take an elderly client who has, a knee issue, medial, lateral, anterior, posterior, whatever the situation is, can you talk through it? My client has knee pain. Awesome, let's see how you squat. Yes, we're going to squat if you have knee pain because you sit down. You don't walk like you're dragging your leg, limping it around. No, we're going to educate you around pain. So I see how you squat, and then I'm going to say, great. Maybe drive your knee out, keep your big toe, your little toe, and your heel on the ground at all times, and we're not on a fucking stability ball. And then let's see how that movement is. Awesome. That kind of hurts. Great. Let's regress this back to an exercise that's not going to irritate you then. Or maybe we stay a little higher. We don't go down all the way. Is the pain afterwards amplified? Or is it right now about a 3, and then when you're moving, it's still at a 3? Pain isn't the scary Bigfoot like NASM has. It's perfectly fine. I'm going to educate you around. You're probably scared. You have a guard up. So you take them through that exercise, and we do a push-up. We're going to start on a wall or maybe on a bench. And then we're going to do a Palloff variation. Maybe you have them sit down and hold 1, 2, smack it around a little bit, give some perturbations. And so by doing that, you're getting involved as the trainer. And I wouldn't do it with one hand. I'm just jacked. And so then what that interview person sees is that, wow, you're actually able to regress exercises. Let's go on to the next one. Can you design a program on the fly? That's what they want. This doesn't teach you it. And so you need to understand that if you're working at an Equinox and a member comes up and says, hey, can you take me through a workout? Absolutely. CCA, done. I can take you through a full body. I don't need 10 minutes to write it out. Trainers have a really difficult time with programming. That's what we focus on at Show Up Fitness. So she got hired at Exos because she was able to go in there and communicate with that individual, and she spoke that language. If it was a NASM trainer, you speak the language. I'm not going to go in there and be like, NASM's fucking stupid, you idiot. No, I'm going to go in there and say, hey, how's it going? Chris, hoping to get a job here. Here's my resume. What's your background? Oh, great, NASM, love it. You know, they're really big into postural stuff. What are you doing right now to the overhead squat assessment? Oh yeah, working on the overactive adductors, gastrocnemius, anterior tibialis is going to be underactive. I speak the language. I smile. When I train, I don't do that shit. So the unfortunate thing about the industry is we drink the punch and we go down that rabbit hole. CES, PES, WLS, CNC, and you get a bunch of textbook certifications, and you have a client in front of you, and next thing you know, you're telling them that, oh, you have an overactive this and overactive that, and the client's like, oh, God, this is terrible. You put me on a Bosu ball. I just want a big ass. We're going to help you with that. A SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's all you need to know. They're going to ask you which one of these would be part of the SWOT. We went a step better. We call it a SWIFT because action items. I, innovation, implement, and improve. Those three things are going to help you be successful. 4 P's of marketing: product, place, price, promotion. Place like La Jolla, you got to be careful with the parking. Your clients won't show up, but they're not going to quiz you on that. 1.9 CEUs is 19 hours, 0.1 for your CPR. You don't need to get them. If you want to, you can. I don't seek CEUs. I seek education. I learn from the best people in the game. That's why we have seminars. We bring in the best. Tony Gentilcore, Luke Worthington, Ben Bruno, Brett Contreras, Molly McGabrath. If you don't know those names, check them out. They've been doing this for a long time, and guess what? Not a single one of them has NASM in their bio. That's it for section 1. I just saved you a ton of time. Write down in the comments, the audio sucks. Write down, this guy's a prick. You're frustrated because you're getting into a career and you're really excited and you're getting the truth, and the truth hurts. If you want to be successful, I'll tell you right now, if I had a bet, you're not going to make it if you just focus on this. That's just statistics, and I talk about that in my book. 90% of textbook trainers, ACE, ISSA, NCFPT, all this bullshit, they're just giving you a textbook and you don't know how to train. And I repeat, I do not want to hear, I've been training for 10 years. I know how to do this. I've been working out myself. All right, would you go to a doctor who said he's been seeing for 10 years, so he's going to start doing eye surgery? What? Movement is way more complex than that. You need to understand the human body to work with other bodies. You understand your body. When a client comes in with shoulder pain, do you know how to screen that? Not the overhead squat assessment. I'm talking internal, external rotation, scaption, to be able to provide a solution that works for them and refer out to your team. Doctors, physical therapists, RDs, that's what we teach you to do when you show up. All right, y'all, rant over. Keep on studying. Get through this as quickly as you can. Reach out to me. I'll help you become successful. Guarantee it. Belt buckle trainer, checking out. Have a great day.